Mga ate, mga kuya, welcome back to PuTo Mendoza in Canada. So my last video, I spoke about what I did for a living. And madami nagtatanong sa akin, since it's job related, mahirap bang magtrabaho sa casino? So in this video, magkukwentuhan tayo. I will tell you exactly what you need to work in the casino industry. Lika! Kwentuhan tayo. So, sa casino, just so you know, bukas sila 24 hours. Hindi kami nagsasarado. So, one of the expectations na tatanong sa'yo agad sa job interview ninyo is, flexible ba kayo? Dahil napaka-importante ng flexibility because the fact that we work and we operate 24 hours, it means that we need to have the floor completely staffed for 24 hours. So, pag na-hire kayo, unfortunately, walang seniority. You're gonna start on the very bottom. So, more than likely, ibibigay sa inyong shift and ibibigay sa inyong start time are the combinations that nobody want. It's gonna be basically the bottom of the barrel. That's where you're gonna be. And you're gonna stay there for a while. So, sa amin, well, we represent pretty much every casino in Ontario, in Canada. Okay? If it runs 24 hours, ibig sabihin nun, merong day shift, merong night shift, and merong graveyard shift. So, typically, yung mga high seniority na tao, na mga employees, they work day shift. And the mid-level seniority guys, they typically work night shift. And usually, yung mga walang seniority, they get thrown graveyard shift, night shift, with days off that are not so good. So, when I say flexibility, what they mean by that is you would be willing to take on a schedule that's very, very irregular. Ibig sabihin nun, they can throw you on graveyard, which means pwede kang magtrabaho 4 o'clock ng madaling araw, okay, for an 8-hour shift. And it can also mean na imbes na 2 day off na magkasunod, like for example, Tuesday, Wednesday off, because you'll be working 5 days a week, right? They can give you Tuesday and Thursday off. It doesn't necessarily have to be 2 days, one after the other. So that is a drawback, but at the same time, kung matyaga kayo and if you stay long enough, you know, your seniority will go up, and as your seniority goes up, your choices with schedule, your choices with working shifts, and your choices with days off improves significantly. Like me, for example, since I've been there forever, 22 years to be exact, I have gone up the seniority ladder, so to speak, and now I currently have Saturday, Sunday off on day shift. So it may take a while, it all depends, but eventually your seniority will go up and you'll get what you want eventually down the line. Another qualification that would probably be to your benefit is to be outgoing, to be personable, to be approachable, to be friendly, because the casino industry is considered the entertainment industry. We're categorized under the entertainment section. And depende kung ano position ninyo, whether you become a dealer, you become a slot attendant, you become EVS, which is like the cleaning people, or if you end up working for food and beverage, you know, it's to your benefit to be very, very friendly and very, very approachable, because we work in a tip environment. You know, a lot of the departments rely on tips if you're a frontline worker, which means you have your base wage and you have your toke rate, and your tips will ultimately depend on how friendly you are and how good you are when it comes to customers. So if you're customer friendly, if you always show or exhibit that you're in a good mood, whether you are or not. Let's face it, we're all people. Life happens sometimes, but then, you shouldn't take it to work. So, just as an example, kung dealer ka and you're always in a good mood, you're always friendly, you're always approachable, players will tend to go to your table and play there. And more than likely, you'll end up getting tipped from them, whether they win or lose. I've seen it. And your base wage and your toke rate will be what you make every 2 weeks. So, depende kung gaano kataas ang toke rate, the higher it is, the better, obviously. And all of that depends on your personality, how good you are with people, how approachable you are. So yes, personality plays a very, very important role. Since we are working with the public, you don't want to push them away. You want to do the opposite. You want to attract them towards you. And you want to give them, a sense of entertainment, since they are there to spend their time and their money. So yes, one very, very important trait is to be personable. I said that twice now. So, do you need a strong grasp of English? To be completely honest, not really. If you understand and you can communicate English, you'll be fine. Regardless whether you have a thick accent or not, if they can understand you and you can understand them, that's all the requirement that we need from you. We have employees from Vietnam that could barely speak English, yet hinahanap sila ng mga players. And what they get tipped a lot of money because they're personable. Players love playing with them. Because believe it or not, kahit ang player natatalo ng malaking pera, if the person in front of them is friendly, is very respectful, baliwala sa kanila most of the time. Sometimes they'll even tip you, even if they're losing, just because they like your personality. So again, personality is key. You have to be punctual. We're a 24-hour industry. Hindi kami nagsasarado. So that means every shift leaves at a certain time and a new shift comes in at a very specific time. So you cannot be late. Hindi nila tina-tolerate yun. That's why a lot of the people na matagal na tumatagal are usually people that are never late. They're very punctual. If their shift starts at, for example, 8 p.m. at night, nandun na sila sa loob ng building around 7:45. That's usually the expectation, So when your start time is 8 o'clock, for example, they expect you to be there anywhere between 15 to 10 minutes early. So, yun. Tsaka, you have to be the type of person na makapal lang balat mo. Because you're gonna meet a lot of bastos na people. And you can't avoid that dahil, we are in a place where we're surrounded by sugarols, right? And sugarol they can turn on and off like a light switch. Depende kung nananalo sila or natatalo sila. Usually pag natatalo sila, they're always in a bad mood. So, you need to develop a very, very thick skin. Kailangan kapalan ninyo ang inyong mukha and never take anything personal. because everything negative that happens on the casino floor is usually the result of somebody losing money. It's all frustration, and it's all people just trying to vent, and it's nothing directed towards you. It's just them being sugarols. And like I said in my previous videos, sugarols are probably the worst people to deal with. But it gets easier over time. You know, you get to develop skills, you get to figure out, you know, effective ways to deal with sugaros whenever, you know, they start acting up. But really, you know, all you have to do is kapalan ninyo ang mukha ninyo. And never, ever, ever take anything personal. Okay? So you have to have that type of personality where kunyari merong nangyari, kalimutan ninyo agad. Don't dwell on it because, you know, they're not dwelling on it. So why should you? Dapat ganun ang attitude ninyo. You know, always be on the positive side. Always think positive, you know. And another personality trait that I think would be beneficial is if you can take negative criticism and find the positive out of it and apply it to yourself. That way you can find many different ways to improve your job, because you will be criticized front, back, left, and right by everybody around you. It's just the way the business works, you know, because they want uniformity. And in order for management to achieve uniformity, it's going to come with a lot of criticism. So whenever somebody tells you to do a certain thing a certain way, do not rebel, do not say why, do not question it, you know, just do it. Because there are procedures in place that all of us have to follow, and we cannot deviate from them. So that's what we were taught to do, old school casino ways. So do not, never, ever, ever take criticism negatively. You know, criticism are given to you to improve the way you work, so you could be more efficient, so you could be more effective. So yun, you know, if you can achieve and do all of those things, you will do extremely well in this industry. And I know it sounds very negative, all of the things that I've described in this video so far, but they simply are just the things that somebody should possess or should work towards if they wish to work in the casino environment. That way, they can turn out to be successful. Because, you know, kung tutuusin, yes, it does sound like a little demanding, pero once you start doing it, really, it's just like anything else. It's nothing. You know, it's a piece of cake. Just put your mind to it. It's a piece of cake. And the benefits that you will get is worth it, in my opinion. That's why I've stayed for this long. But the benefits we'll talk about in another video. So I hope I did not bore you guys, because this kind of got stretched a little too long. But yeah, this is PuTo Mendoza in Canada, wishing you good night, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Stay hungry, stay humble, and always, 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 always keep your hustle strong. We'll see you on our next adventure, guys.